Hello, welcome to Vlogmas Day 2. Just a heads up, this is going to be a rather short Vlogmas today because I am recording a regular episode in a little while. So you can look for that to go up most likely later today, and if not, early tomorrow. I am happy to say that Day 2 is starting off much better than Day 1 did. We did not get as much rain last night as had been predicted, and when I looked out the window this morning, I was really glad to see that the water in our backyard has already begun to recede. It's still up over the shed pad, so we can't get in there and clean things out quite yet, but at least it's moving in the right direction. This had been the third of three atmospheric rivers that we'd had back to back over the last maybe week and a half, and then that had been preceded by the big atmospheric river that hit BC about 2.5 weeks ago and caused so much damage and flooding and closed so many highways. So I've had enough rain for a while. Thankfully, we're not supposed to get any significant rainfall again until I think it's Sunday night or Monday. I learned last night on the news that not only is this the rainiest November that my city has ever had, it's the rainiest month ever. So that gives you an idea of just how bad it's been. It wasn't my imagination that we were having a rainier fall than usual. So last night I sat down with my computer and did a very thorough search on Ravelry for Advent projects, and ironically ended up coming back to the first one that I had strong leanings towards. And that is the Wrap It Real Good by Amba O'Brien. So I don't have a very good picture of it. Here's the pattern page for it, and you can maybe see it at the top there. It is a more or less a rectangular shawl that has the either end kind of angled. And it's very similar to what I knit last year, which was the Adventuresome Wrap. Only last year I followed someone else's lead and I knit it as a cowl. So here, this is my holiday mini collection from Fiber Nymph Dye Works from last year, and then I added on some black yarn to it. And I went to cast on the wrap this morning, and I've decided to turn it into a cowl also. Partly because the pattern is written for DK weight yarn and I have fingering, and so I knew it wouldn't be quite as large as a wrap as it would be if I was using the correct yarn. And also I really thought I would get more use out of a cowl or a scarf, and I really like the way this one turned out last year. So that's what I've decided to do. And so last night before I went to bed, I did wind my, where did it go? Did it fall on the floor? Yes. I wound my mini into a little ball, and I had printed off the pattern and had it all ready to go this morning. So this morning I cast it on. I did a provisional cast on. I did Judy's Magic cast on, slipped the spare stitches onto a cable, and I've only just done a couple of rows, as you can see. So not much progress, but it has begun, so I feel good about that. And then when it reaches the other end, I think I Kitchenered last year's, and I will probably do the same for this one, that or 3-needle bind off. I'm pretty sure I did Kitchener last year. So yeah, off to a start here. So let's find out what day 2 has in store. So there it is. Oh, this looks very Christmassy, doesn't it? Those gorgeous colors. So I'll go close to that one. I forgot yesterday to say that this year the colors have color names. So let me just see. Yesterday was called Winter Charm, and this is called Holly Ring. That's gorgeous. All right. Thank goodness for strategic camera angles, because you cannot see the mess that I am absolutely surrounded in here. I'm just gonna reach over there because I realized that's where my socks were. So I did put in a little bit more work on my socks. So I have completed the cuff on this one, and I've just started the, I think you can see it better there, started the red. And I still am only that far on this cuff. So I know I'll be able to work on these as I do some editing, both on Vlogmas and on today's episode. And so that will see more love today. So that just leaves me with my something good for the day. And today's something good is Christmas socks. So I have to say that I never really saw the point of Christmas socks or holiday socks in general. That is until I knit a pair or two. And that led me to knit more. And now I really look forward to pulling them out in December and wearing them. So today's sock that I'm wearing is, can't remember the pattern name. I'll look it up, but the yarn is, the colorway is called Peppermint Bark. And I believe it was from Cakewalk Yarns, who no longer dyes. And I didn't know it at the time that I bought the yarn, but it became a really high in demand colorway, and people were just trying to get their hands on it, and here I had lucked into it. I didn't knit it as a Christmas sock, but I did decide to tuck it in with my Christmas socks because, you know, that's kind of when we see peppermint bark out in the stores and such. So here I have a container, or not a container, what do you call this thing? I'm not even gonna try. I've got a thing, you can see it. And there's all my Christmas socks, minus 2 pairs, the ones I wore yesterday and the ones I have on my feet today. All right, so that is it for Vlogmas Day 2. I hope your Day 2 goes well, and I will see you again tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 3.